Okay, so let us spark some time querying. Let's focus on some security aspects of it. Okay. Now, that is something like always. If we see here, this is table. And what about this, guys? We have something like before that some object is there, some reference is there. This is nothing but a schema. So schema definition is like it's like a container or a grouping of objects. Okay, so you create a schema. Say for example, you create a database for a college, and your college has multiple departments, and you want to store attendance for each department separately, or you want to categorize database tables based on the departments. So you create schema for each department, and you will add 3 tables in one department or schema. You add 10 tables in another department or schema based on the organization structure. Okay, you will segregate the groups. Underneath you will create the tables. So that is what a schema is. Schema is nothing but you are acting as a container to refer the tables. So how to create it? So it comes under security. No, it comes under database schema. Yes. So under the database, you have this is your database, security, and schemas. If you see here, by default, you have these many schemas. Okay, DBO. So all objects. If you so, you can ask me. So always I should have a schema. Yes, by default, if you are not specifying a schema, if you see our earlier examples of creation of scripts, just now created some DB table scripts. So we didn't specify anything like this. Okay, now I have saved from the database. Even if you are not specifying, all the tables by default, it will go and sit in your schema. So always it follows 3 naming convention. One is your database name. If you want to refer your table, you need to refer using 3 naming convention. That is your database name, schema, and table name. Okay, this is the order. Now, how to create your user defined schemas? So if you are not specifying schema, then it will store in DBO, and you can create your own schema. Say for example, this is Corona. I will create a schema as virus. Okay, schema owner. I'm not sure whom to add. Let us have DB security admin or whoever. Okay. So I have a schema called virus. Okay, if I want to create a table in this, create table virus that customer. So here you already have a script, right? I can take the same script, instead of DBO, I can create it like in another schema. So you can have a same table name. Okay, virus. Oh, okay, let me run this one. So when I run this one, it will say there is already object name customer control in the database. Okay, when you have the same object in the same schema, it will throw error. But you can create virus dot customer table. I hope we can create. Let us see. Yes, it does. So if you see here in the tables, now go and check it here. Refresh it. So dbo.customer, dbo, dbo, dbo. Now I have created another schema, customer.customer constraint with the same name. So as I said, this can be one department, DBO, and virus can be another department, customer. um, I can say virus dot severity. I want to track virus severity, how many, what is the level or something like that. Level ID. Level ID is integer. I'll say just like a level name or stage 1, stage 2. This is, I'll say stage ID, stage description. Now we are in stage 2 in India. So like that I'm saying. So stage 1, stage 2, what is stage 2 means? Those information I can maintain it here. I'm creating data. So refresh it. You can see a new table. Okay, this is just easy for us to maintain the tables organized matter. Similarly, how you maintain in a folders, like here I maintain this is my recording, this is my data, this is my script. Under the database you have tables, but if you have everything in same schema, you need to organize as a folder. So consider you can refer it as a folder, or it can be a group, something like that. Okay, so schemas. In database perspective, it is a schema. So all other operations is same, just is a schema. Okay, you can insert, delete, all those things with the schema name. But if you, what happens if I say for example, when I try to insert without a schema, insert into have a scripts here. So without a schema, obviously it will go and insert in your default schema, default data. I don't think it will have a lot of numbers we have added already. Null, null, null. Okay, that's fine. So I can insert it now. I didn't mention the schema. Now, which table it got inserted? It got inserted into this 67, John London. Okay, if I want to mention explicitly in this table I want to insert, now you select the virus table, there is no entry. I'm going to insert it now. You need to specify virus dot, sorry, virus dot. Now I check the virus table now. You got that entry. So it's same as any other table. So I'm not going to, there is no difference in, if you have a schema in same table, nothing is going to differ. Just you need to specify the schema name. Okay, this is one thing I want to tell you. Now another important aspect is like you want to secure the tables. I want to give access to only certain people, whoever logs in. Say for example, I have to give access only to certain tables, dim account, currency, and customer. Okay, only these three tables I want to give access to some users. How to do that? For that, I need to have a login created. Okay, new login, and he's something like accounts manager or accounts team lead. Okay, accounts team lead kind of role I want to give him as SQL authentication. So SQL authentication, I give some password. I'll keep it secret. Okay, I don't want the password expiration, so just creating a login here. Now fine, account team lead is your login. So you need to create a login. This is using this account only I can log in into my server. This is your server. Okay, now I need to go to database. In this database, okay, I need to create a user. Username can be same as login. So SQL user with login. Okay, username can be account user. Okay, and I need to choose that particular login. Accounts team lead. Okay, and for him, what are the access I want to give? Hold on. No, own schemas is not securables. Okay, in securables, you need to add specific objects. As I said, I want to give those objects only tables. You can give any of them, only 3 tables or views, whatever you want to give. So you choose tables, then browse. As I said, I want to give, say for example, 3 tables, and then press OK. Then what access you want? I want to select access. I want only select. Okay, let us see, only select these 3 tables. I'm giving only select. That's all. Okay, account user. Let us log in using, see, this login is using my admin access. I'm going to connect using the newly created login, that is account underscore team leader. I forgot the name. Let us see. Good. So he is the logged in. Now you can see, you can still see the database. I need to fix that one now. But when I tries to expand the other database, he doesn't have access. When he tries to expand it, the account team lead. Okay. But when he tries to expand this one, I have given the rights. He can see only that these 3 tables. This account is my admin account. I can see all the tables in this AdventureWorks. But using this, I mean for account team lead, he can see only the 3 tables. And even he can only select the tables. He can select the tables. When he tries to insert or delete the record, it will throw him an error. Let us try that one. Delete from dim account. See guys, once you are querying, it is taking the here you can see the username who is executing these queries. Okay, so those things also is taken into account. It's just not running the query, who is running all those things. So when you try to delete it, delete permission was denied on the object schema. Okay, he doesn't have a access to delete the records. He has only have access to select the records. So this granular level of access control you are providing, so that any banking applications like crucial applications, correct? So you cannot update your balance, someone's balance. So people will have only access to read. Only very crucial people will have access to updation or correction. Sometimes we need to manually correct the name or update the user information. So this is what they implement the security. So these kind of things you cannot impose it in a file system, earlier conventional file system. This is very important things to consider. Okay. I hope I'm clear, guys. So you imagine whatever other roles you can create. Let's see that one. Like each thing over here as defined schemas has its own, I mean to say, DDL. We saw about DDL, right? So if you give DDL admin, he can able to create the tables, he can able to alter the column definition, those kind of roles. So these roles are predefined by SQL Server. So some like deny data reader or deny data writer. So you cannot insert or update. Write means it's not only insert, insert, update. So these are different access or roles already created by SQL Server. DB owner means he has access to all. I mean, DB owner can create or modify all the SQL tasks he can do, but he's not a system admin, security admin. There are certain things, even I'm not sure what are the things. These things are DBA activities. As a developer, it is good to know, just to highlight something. If you find like I don't have access, what to do, so you should know they have restricted your access. Okay. This is about schemas, users, and security. So I hope you guys know about roles. Roles are nothing but again a group. You give some roles of, I mean, you create a role and same security, whatever security restrictions you want to have, you give it for a role. Then you map those users, because if you create a user, for each user you need to give this security restriction, this table, this table. Instead, if you create a role, you can give whatever access objects you need to provide it in a role. Just map 10 users into that role. It's again like a grouping, role based security. Okay. So with this note, then what I want to cover is import export. When we start the session, someone asked me whether we can import data from Excel into database. Yes, we can do. That is what I'm going to show. But for now, what I'm trying to do is like there is an issue in importing an Excel in my laptop. For time being, I will import note .csv file. So I've created already a purchase CSV file here. Let us have a look. It is nothing but our customer purchase table only. So same thing, maybe I will replicate some data to have a huge records. So this contains almost 25 records. Okay, 18 records, including the 18 records, excluding the header. Okay. So this purchase CSV file or Excel file, the procedure is same. How to import into a database. It can be a huge file, 1 GB file, or whatever can be the thing. It should be in a table format. How to do that? So you have a database, choose where you want to import. Here you already have customer purchase. Let us do it in virus.customer purchase. Okay. So click on the database, right click. Okay, right click on the database. You have a task, then import data, and click on next. Everything is simple, guys. Microsoft has done very good GUI for you. You don't need to do any coding, all those stuffs. Just choose, then your job is simple. Choose this, guys, and SQL Server data. Choose all files, purchase.csv. Okay, so this is what you have. See, now this is your flat file. Once you choose that CSV, so you all already understand about the row delimiters and column row delimiters is a new row. Column delimiter, what was there in the CSV file is like CSV. CSV means comma. It will be comma, comma, comma separated. So tabs or commas usually it will take, and it has created a new table for you. This is the structure: row ID, customer. You remember I copied and pasted multiple times, so 19 rows. It showed you the preview. Okay, so this is your source file, just showing you a preview. This is what you're going to get, because there will be some issues sometimes. You can fix it. This column might come here, this column might went there, so just ensuring it's correct. Now what is your target? Target is my database, Microsoft OLDB provider for SQL Server, and this is my server name. I can go for Windows authentication, since I choose the database already, and right click from there, so it is showing me the correct database. Then you click on next. So it suggests us some name based on the file name. Okay, I don't want this name. Just go and do it in purchase. Now virus schema, and purchase import. I'll name it as import. So now we don't have any tables. You note this point, guys. Okay, I mean, what I'm trying to say is, here I don't have any target table. So either you can have a table created by you manually so that you can map, otherwise this will create you a table for you. Okay, now you can see the edit mappings here, edit SQL here. So this is the structure it's going to create: virus.purchase import, row ID, customer ID, product, quantity, price, based on the metadata. You didn't provide anything there. See, it will sense the data. So how it created the data type? You didn't provide anything. So by default, it created with varchar of 50, 50, 50. Okay. Simple as that. If you have data in file or Excel, just import it. That will be very simple. Any doubts in this, guys?
Nagendran, if we have a live database, okay, in Office, okay, when we import those data, do we restrict that? No, it's not be done by everybody.
Um, no, what's that is what. See, importing is one part. Okay, you imported, you created a physical table. As an admin, you should have access to it. Now you can restrict. This is the table, right? You can restrict to some users. So not all users can log in and take the data. That's what I told in the previous point. You can create read access only to this, and you do not show this table at all. You don't give rights to read or write anything. Okay, so those users have that right, only can see it.
No, if the
It's
users
based on
can, if the users have the data in Excel, if they're adding, importing, will they do, or we can restrict the importing the data to be done only with respective users?
no, you're saying who can import the data. That's
Correct.
what,
Yes.
right? So it's again whoever has access. Let us try with this guy. He don't have import access, I think. When he right
Because you
click
said
and
right in the
task,
security and all, we
yes,
can.
right option he don't have. So he cannot write or create a table at all. So using him, I can't do. Let us try quickly. He can't do it. It will throw error for him. Okay. Hope I answered. Let us quickly check what happens for him. I'm using another user. purchase CSV. Next, I'll go quickly. Next. Okay. First time, for time being, I put everything. It's executed. Oh, I'm sorry. Then something as some security rights I have given to him. That is why it got executed. Okay, that user. So you can restrict, but it has written somewhere else. Maybe it created from something else. Not here. So the rights I have created has not given him a right to see the table. You still see here, it has created a table here, but he can see that one. In AdventureWorks, he has created. He can see this one. That is doable, Deepak. To answer your question simply, it is doable. See, you got a purchase table here. So yeah, that is based on the security rights. Okay, this is one thing. Then linked server, I especially put here to make you to understand what is linked service. Yeah.
Nagendra, when you import the data, will this also include the column name because it sends, right? Whatever we have included in Excel, according to which it's split into a column wise. So the column names,
Hmm.
will it choose?
Yeah. See, that is a built-in functionality. So column names you have given as a top order in the top. Okay, you should have a top column, and you will specify like first column as a row. I mean, first row as a column name. Some options will be there to specify. So based on the tab delimited, here you have tab delimited. That is why it picked up automatically. You can even correct it. Sometimes it will be like this, or sometimes the separator will be like this. So you need to specify. You can specify that one.
Okay.
Is okay. So based on your data, you can edit it. So this is about your import and linked server I have created because see, linked server concept is very simple. You have a server here, you have a database, you can talk with different databases between in the same server. I can query a table from here in this database. Like here I have a select star. See, here I have AdventureWorks database. I'm querying the table in another database. Okay. So I can query using three naming convention: database name, schema name, and table name. And what about if you have database or table to be accessed from different server? Say for example, you have a server. I mean, Deepak has installed the his own system. I mean, SQL server. That is, as I said, a DBMS. SQL server is a DBMS. He has in his laptop. I'm having this table. I want to combine a table from Deepak's laptop into my laptop. I want to query it. I want to see it. So what I will do is, so this is again some rare cases. You will create a new linked server. I will give the Deepak's server name, and both should talk. Okay, there should not be any firewall or other issues. So your system should enable to read, my system to accept the server request. So those things you can mention it here, server name. Then it's like, again, you can use, instead of this database name, you also have another dot, like you have a link server name. I don't have another server here. I can't talk to Deepak server. So link server name dot your database. You got it right. So just a link server is nothing but you have a database in another servers. You want to access in your environment, you need to create a linked server. Okay, then only you can able to access it. This is what. Okay, so this is about your linked server. Then one important aspect I want to cover is like a profiler. It's very crucial, guys. Most of them won't use it. Very important concept to learn. So what is a profiler? So profiler is a separate tool. Data profiler. No, it's not a data profiler. It's your SQL Server profiler. SQL Server profiler. So what it will do is like, as the name indicates, is the part of DBMS, and it will give all your activities inside the DBMS. You see, like in a Windows profiler, you have logs, whoever logs in, whoever logs out, and what activities you did. You created a table and you created a file, you watched a movie, some Windows player has went, those logs will be tracked. Similarly, if you run your profiler, only if you run it, okay, all the activities happen in the database will be logged here. So you can see the things. So whoever has deleted some records, you have deleted, which user has deleted, which user has modified, so that you can easily track. You can identify that person. What is this thing? Track.
So basically for audit purpose, it will be used,
Yes,
right?
exactly. Audit purpose.
So
So events. What are the events? Yeah, go ahead.
for that there are separate um, application is there, SQL Server Profiler.
Yeah. So you see, if you enable it, it will log, but you can see what is happening here. What queries it is fired in the runtime. When you hit some applications, what queries it came from the client application, what queries it has written the results, those things will come here. So just you need to see all the events in database level, all those things. Let us see what important here is. I think database. Let's see. Okay, I will choose all columns, all things. Let's keep it like this. Okay. Now you have everything over here. Just I run this query, so that will be available over here. So I have run that query. SQL batch completed. Select star from link server. Since this doesn't have any link server, so it throws error. Now I run that query. You see here, without that link server, it has written. So what queries are keep on firing? Whoever logs in. If I log in, that activity also will be tracked. System admin edition, what SQL, all those things, whoever logged in, ADM connection edition. So this is the events which will tell you something is going wrong. Someone has goes and deleted, and which user has deleted, it will keep track. So login name, who has logged in, who has done the changes, we can track it. So people can't say I have deleted, no, I don't know who did that. So this is very important tool to identify. Okay, so people will say don't share your logins, all those things, right? This is because of this. Someone has logged in your user and deleted, that will become a very tedious problem. So this is main purpose. So I hope I always tell to Rahil, we need a profiler because they ask some application. So all these commands, whatever commands coming from the applications, front-end applications, your client. So since it's a client, my application also will be a client. My web, it can be a web page, it can be Windows Forms. Anything will fire a query. Whatever queries it fires, it will be captured here. So we can see what what queries it is firing. Based on that, we can easily point out which table it is referring to. I will be don't know what tables it is referring. So I can see from this profiler what tables it's referring. So I can see it's system configurations, it's referring my username. So I can go and check in that table. So it is as simple as that. When you have a profiler in place, we can easily find what tables. So it is used for troubleshooting basically, and also it's used for to know the whoever logged in, which database the query is firing, what queries are firing frequently. Those things will be tracked. This is one of the main important. Any questions in this skill profiler? Okay guys, one last thing I want to show it to you. So I have something like this. I want to take a backup, or once I have taken a backup, I want to restore the database. What I need to do, go here, restore database. Already taken a backup of it. So from device, if it's stored, and add something over here, softwares, VentureWorks. So these database files will be stored in when you take a backup of a database, it will stored as BAK. So it will be stored. Once you choose that one, press OK, then press OK. Database restored successfully. So earlier we have DW. Now you have another database here, which is nothing but works 2014. The tables are entirely different. Here you see with the schema, human resource person, entity, all those things. Okay. And taking a backup of database is so simple. Right click, task, backup. That's all. Okay. Just choose the path. Let it be in same path. Just press OK. That's all. Okay. Once you want to restore, right click and create. So this database does not exist earlier. So usually you can go and check, I want .bak files to work on. So just download it, then import it. It is as simple as that. You don't need to create tables, all those things. The tables, everything. It is not only the schemas, or I mean only the structure. It will also have a data. Once you take a backup, it will also have the data. All the data are there. Okay. Okay guys, I'm on time. I've completed. Anything in this session? Any clarifications required?
No, no.
Okay guys, that's good. Let's stop it today.
This conference will now be recorded.
So let's have a quick overview what we have discussed yesterday. So yesterday we saw about schemas, and schemas is nothing but a grouping of tables that is used for your giving security rights. So only those peoples having pertaining to certain departments they can access, and that is the main purpose. And we have created some users and role-based security, how to do that, and the purpose of security. So yesterday we saw about giving one particular user, giving only the 3 tables, having a select access. When we try to delete it, it doesn't allow him, since the user has only select access. So these kind of things we can't do it in a file management system. That is why that is the main advantage of going for a database management system. That point we have highlighted. And we just imported one of the file. Export is same operation, whatever you see here. Hello. who joined. Deepak. Okay.
Hi, Nagindran.
So, hello. So just we are discussing about what we have saw yesterday. So we just saw about import of table and how we need to do an export. You see some data over here. You joined some queries and you got some table information here. So this query can be a simple query as like this. Select star from table or whatever queries you have did yesterday or previous days using multiple joins. This is your output, assume like that. Then you can save these results as this is not just an export. See, this will also give you the results that's saved in a CSV file, comma separated file. So just returning this result and click on this corner, left top corner. Then you can right click it, you can save the results. So this is kind of export, but this is not the actual export. This will give you only the one file. If you want to export multiple files, how to do that? So click on the database, task. So these many tasks you can do: backup, restore, mirroring, all of the steps. So export data. Similarly, we saw yesterday about import data. So let us have export. Choose a data source again. Data source is our SQL server only. So same server, this is the database. Then choose what you want, where to export. I will export it to a flat file. I need to choose file over here. Let me choose payroll.txt, whatever. Next, copy data from one or more tables or views. Okay, so I can copy multiple data table into one file, or I can create one file per table, something like that. Those things you can specify here. So this is my source table, account table, then run immediately. So same thing will happen. The purchase or those file will return some records. Okay. So this is the kind of exporting your table. Then we discussed about link server. As we do not have another server in place, we can't able to practically see how it works. So it's, as I said earlier, we need to refer the link server and database name followed by a schema name and a table name. So in order to access the table. And a profiler is a tool used to track your changes, or whatever changes you do, all the events will be captured there. It's used for it. Okay.